My name is Angel. I was arrested at 17 years old, tried as an adult, and I went to prison. Also, but I am going to come up with a plan today. I'm not going to let this keep tearing me down. I keep saying I'm not going to let this, but I'm probably going to get off here and cry again, whatever. And he told the other officer who my brother was. And I remember he came tap my bed one day after they had did the count, and he said this little saying. He was like, pop that thing, shake that thing. I'll never forget that, y'all. Pop that thing, shake that thing. And that's because that was one of my brother's saying. When he would be on the radio, you know, promote his shows and doing things, he'd be like, pop that thing, shake that thing. And so I knew he knew who I was. But in my mind, it's like, okay, do he know who I am? Do he not like my brother? Because at the time, you know, a lot of people didn't like my brother either. They was coming for his time. With something under your nightgown. He said, I'm just telling you this. He said, because you can get snatched up in the middle of the night. Whether you get snatched up from an inmate or from a guard. And so that was my first thing with like, okay, I got to be really alert. You're going to have to find a way to deal with it. Like, I'm going to have to find a way to deal with this happening to me. It was like, do I want to keep me something that, you know, protection and risk getting some more time added on to my time that I get? Or am I just going to have to fight and learn how to block myself from protection and just take those little cuts or whatever? Okay. From that day on, guess what? I slept with my pants on. Good morning. I don't even know if I had this on, you guys. I hope the audio is on here and I hope that y'all can see me. I have literally been dreading so long. Oh man, also forgive me for the dog that's in the background. But I've been dreading, or I've been excited about doing these videos, but I don't even know if I don't know, me doing the videos is gonna be draining to me or what it's gonna be. But hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Angel. Most of you may know me from my travel vlogs, because I do a lot of travel vlogging. I do a lot of cruising, I do a lot of traveling. It's like a mental state that, I don't know, helps me get into a good state of frame of mind. But anyway, let's get to this thing. I'm just gonna start out like this. My name is Angel. I was arrested at 17 years old, tried as an adult, and I went to prison. Yeah. Y'all, this is not gonna be an emotional video, and it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be uncut. I do got my rag here because I know I might start crying in a little bit, but I'm really not going to try to, because I really want to get a message out. And this morning, I don't know. Yesterday I was at work. Let's just start there. Yesterday I was at work and I was thinking about this channel because I had put my first video up. Let me go and stop, y'all. I'm not going to do this today. I put my first video up, I think Sunday. Something just told me Sunday, Angel, put your video up on the channel. And my first video was just a video of me on a girls trip, because this channel was going to be made for me to be able to show people how you can have life after prison. You can have life after being incarcerated. And I want to show all the good things, you know, all the good things I've accomplished, the good things that you can accomplish. That's what I want this channel to be about. But I think I also need to show the struggles and a lot of the behind the scene things that go along with being incarcerated, things that go along with being in prison. And I know a lot of you all can probably can't relate to it. I was gonna say you probably could, but you probably can't relate to it, because you probably haven't been there. However, if you have a family member, a brother, a sister, an auntie, a cousin, a friend of a friend, and some of you all may have a husband, a boyfriend, you know, in prison, this video may be helpful for them. So I can ask y'all to share this video out, subscribe to the channel, tell them to subscribe to the channel, and maybe I can be of just a little bit of help. If I can't help but one person get through some of the struggles that I go through, would be helpful. But again, I was incarcerated, and yesterday was kind of a bit of a struggle. Like I said, I uploaded videos to this channel, and I just said, okay, I'm gonna show the good side, I'm gonna blow up, you know, I'm gonna do this and do that. And that's not what happened. And a lot of stuff just hit me all at one time yesterday, and I was trying to write down the things that I wanted to do for this channel. So I was like, I had been watching a YouTube video, and the guy said, write down like 100 ideas for something that you want to niche down to. And if you can't come up with 100, you know, go to something else. So when I was at work, I think I came up with 29 or 30 ideas or titles that I was going to have for this channel. So I almost thought about just trashing the channel. And then I was at work yesterday, and there was so much that was going on. And it wasn't even at work. It was just stuff that I was fighting with inside. And I said, well, maybe somebody else may need to hear this. And I'm like, no, maybe they not. I don't want to be too vulnerable on camera. But I did say one of the things I was going to talk about with being incarcerated, being in prison, was going to be depression. And it's hard to say because I don't know if I'm going to have to put a trigger warning or something up here somewhere on the stream. If you have bouts with depression, or if this could be triggering, because I haven't ever been diagnosed with depression. However, I have been sad, and I have felt lonely, and I have beat myself up about a lot of things that I have been through in life. So, I mean, this could be a bout with, and I say about 2 months ago, I went on a vacation because I was just struggling with so much stuff in life. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, it's either vacation, a cruise, or it's a therapist. And y'all, I took the cruise, and I probably should have took the therapist really righteously outright. Because, and I'm gonna stop all this smacking y'all. Yeah, I just got to wash my face and brush my teeth. But hey, if you've been to prison, let me stop and tell you right now, you may need therapy. Even though I haven't been to therapy, that's gonna be my next step that I am going to work on. And I do have some friends that's therapists, but you know, sometimes you just don't want to open up to everyone, or you don't want everyone to be that vulnerable, or you don't want everybody to judge you. And that's one of the biggest things with being in prison, is people judging you. Like, literally, you all, I stay in a gated community, and y'all probably see me looking around first off at the video, and I'm probably looking at my neighbor's yard trying to see if anybody's out there listening, because guess what, then they're gonna know that they stay next door to a convict. They're gonna know that they stay next door to an ex-felon, and they're gonna try to figure out, what did she go to jail for? And because I can remember when I first moved in this neighborhood, and a guy was walking down the street, and he stopped and he started talking to me, and the first thing he asked, you know, what do you do for a living, or you know, what is this truck here, you know, and all kinds of stuff. And I was just thinking, like, okay, do you ask everybody who move in your neighborhood, like, what do you do for a living? And it's like, am I being targeted? So it's a lot that comes along with that. It's a lot that I try to be secretive about, but this is the time that I'm trying to live my life free. like truly free. Like when I was released from prison, okay, I was free, but it's like I'm still a prisoner to myself or a prisoner in my own mind. Yeah, I just came up with it. Like, it's like I still feel like I'm in a prison within myself. And I'm gonna be 45 years old, and that's a thought that I have been released from prison for 21 years. When did I get released? 23 years. Okay, I've been out of prison for 23 years, and this is a struggle. This really is a struggle. But let's get on, I guess, a topic of why I decided to come on this morning. So yesterday I was dealing with a lot of things, you all. Well, let's give you a little backstory, okay? Because y'all probably saying, what the girl went to prison for? I know there's a lot of stuff you can't say on YouTube, so I'm not going to just like outright say. I probably can say part of it, okay? I almost unalived someone. Let's put it like that. And that someone happened to be my best friend. And I was facing 20 to 45 years in prison at 17 years old. And it was crazy because it was my senior year in high school. And all the kids are getting ready for graduation, y'all. And guess where I was at? In jail. Man, that's crazy. I was in jail the week of graduation. Yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna come back and tell that story another day. But today's topic is gonna be dealing with being incarcerated. Like, let's talk about some of the things that go behind being incarcerated, some of the things that go behind being in prison. Because I was sitting at my desk yesterday, and y'all, I thank God that I am now afforded an opportunity to be able to get a decent job, because for years I wasn't able to get a job. That's for another day. Like I said, I got topics going down that I can talk about. But yesterday really hit me hard because I signed for a piece of land. Okay, I put in an offer, I put in a bid for 3 acres of land, and my bid was accepted. Yay, right? I should be excited right now. However, I'm trying to break my lease with my current home. So right now I paid $2,600, and y'all know that's not cheap. In the state of Alabama, we have affordable living. Most people probably pay for rent maybe around $1,400–1,500. But I want to stay in this gated community. Like, this is one of the upscale communities in my city. And like right now I'm sitting on one of my patios, y'all. I have 2 patios. But I called Friday, I had called my leasing agent to see how much would it cost for me to break my lease. Like, I'm not trying to get out of this lease for free, because I'm trying to purchase a home to put on my land. And the lady told me it was going to be 2 times my rent. Okay, that's fine. That's like $5,000 and some dollars. And I was like, really? You know, I'm purchasing a home. I got to pay $10,000 down for down payment of the home. Is there anything, you know, that the homeowner could do? And so they told me to call back Monday to the leasing agent. So I called back yesterday to the leasing agent, and she called an attitude with me again. She was like, I told you when you called the other day. And I said, you also told me to call back Monday. So I called back yesterday, and she ended up transferring me to someone else. And that person said the same thing, that I am in a binding contract, and you know, these are the terms of your lease. You got to pay at least 2 months. Most people don't even do that. They make you pay out the term of your lease. You guys are signing an 18-month lease. Because I was trying to figure out, you know, did I want to buy a home? Did I want to even stay in a gated community? And I was just trying to figure out where I really want to live. But I know my paradise is in the country. That was like the happiest place I have moved since I have been out of prison was when I was married previously, and I ended up getting 6 acres of land, and I live down in the country. And it's like my little happy place. And this is what I like, you all. Like, let me just show y'all a little piece of my surrounding. Hold on, I'm using this new camera, so let's see. Okay, like this is my patio. I still don't have it our way set up, but I just wanted a little space, you know. That's my neighbors. They have a nice pool. I don't want to show too much. Oh, but this was my peaceful place. Is when I would go outside in the country early in the morning, and I would sit and just meditate, and I can listen to the animals, I can listen to the birds chirping, you know, different things like that. And that was a peaceful place for me, because if you know, being incarcerated, you don't have a peaceful place. Like, I am in a dorm with 222 other women. Like, I can't even go to the bathroom and sit down and use the bathroom without, if it's not full, it was 10 stalls. Well, not stalls, because we didn't have, it wasn't closed. Everything was open. So it was 10 showers going across one side, and there was 10 toilet sink combos on the other side. So if I'm sitting down early in the morning going ahead to take a, you know, use the bathroom, I could have possibly 9 other women on this side of me, and I can have 10 women in front of me taking a shower, all at the same time. So it wasn't like you couldn't get a peaceful moment ever. So I learned that my early mornings are my peaceful mornings and my peaceful moments that I can have to try to get my mind right, my thoughts right. And then also have to go in here, y'all, because I did have my eggs on. I said this was going to be an uncut video because I don't have time to really chop up this video, because I'm going to get this video out today. Like, that's going to be my intentions. This year was supposed to be the year of intentions with me, and I am trying to be intentional. And I'm going to do things. I'm not going to just say I'm going to do things. I'm going to actually do them. But back to the story. So I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do, you know, to get out my lease. And it's like, okay, I got to break it. But now I got to come up with another $5,000. So my thing was like, am I going to stay here a little bit longer, or, and you know, miss out on this opportunity, this land I got, you guys? I could pop a video up in here, but it's gonna be unedited, so I just had to show that another day on my next video. I start off and I show y'all a video of the land that I was gonna purchase. It's like, do I lose this land, or do I go out here and grind and hustle? And that's all I know how to do, is grind and hustle, you guys. Like, this is a struggle. So yesterday it really was bothering me. Like, I was kind of sad. And I went outside. I was cutting the grass, y'all, and it was like 7:30, 7:45 at night when I started cutting the grass. And when I finished, it was dark. And I can just remember when I was cutting the grass, all the little things that was going through my mind. I felt like a failure again. Like, this is one of the biggest things that you deal with. You think about things in your life that could have went a certain way if you wasn't incarcerated or if you wasn't in prison. And like, that was tearing me down, you guys. Like, I cried the whole time, and I was trying not to cry. Like, that's a big thing. You try not to cry. Like, you try not to think about it. But it's your reality. It's your reality that you made a mistake, and it seems like this mistake is going to follow you the rest of your life, even though it didn't have anything to directly do with that situation. It affected me. And it's like, Angel, had you never went to prison, like, where would you be at in life? Like, I had goals, I had aspirations. I wanted to be a lawyer at one time. I wanted to be an engineer. I had this goal when my 11th grade year in high school, I was going to move back to my hometown, which was Detroit, and I was going to go stay with my aunt, so I wouldn't have the out-of-town state fees. and so I can go to college. And I end up getting pregnant. And so my mom was like, I keep the baby for you. And I was like, no, because I want my own baby. And that's how I end up not going back to Detroit to go to the University of Michigan, because I want to be an engineer. So it's like, where could I be now? Right now, I wouldn't have to be worried about, oh, getting this land, this land. I could already had the land. So a lot of that was affecting me. And it was like, when is this going to stop, Angel? Like, when are you going to get your life together? Like, I just really started beating myself up. Like, I really started going in on myself. Like, you so stupid. Like, it was so much was going on. And I kept trying to tell myself, Angel, you can't change your past. You can't change your past. However, it seems like your past is going to always follow you. And so it's like, why are you doing this? That's the other thought that's going to come to your mind. Like, why are you trying to better yourself? Or, you know, I don't know. But I just want you all to know that if you have a family member, if you have a friend, if you have a pen pal, if you're a pastor and you want to talk to someone that's incarcerated, that's in prison, or you have someone who has been released from prison or that's going to get released from prison, like, you have to think about that they're not going to be happy every day. They're going to have days where they can't sleep. Like, yeah, I got up and started recording this video at like 5:30 this morning. Why? I've been up since like 3 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. Like, all that was just holding me down, weighing me down so bad. And I beat myself up so bad every day for the decision that I made when I was incarcerated, when I was arrested at 17 years old. Like, you guys, I couldn't even buy cigarettes. I couldn't even buy alcohol. So why should I be charged as an adult when I can't even do adult things? I couldn't even get my own apartment. Like, it's crazy that a decision that I made as a child could hover over me the rest of my life. Like I said, that was 17. I'm 45. Well, I'll be 45 on my birthday. And that decision of that little child at 17 still haunts me. And sometimes I still feel like that 17-year-old child. Like, I still feel like, please take me back to that moment. Can I change that moment? Can I do something different? Just time lapse me back to 17 years old again. And I promise I will not make that decision again. Like, it's hard. Like, I can't change it. But I can work on myself day to day. And that's probably why I named this channel Prison Life to Paradise. And it's like I'm trying to find my paradise every day. That's just like my patio. Like, I'm trying. I haven't. I kid you not. I've been in this house 8 months. Since like October last year. And this is the longest I have had a seat on my patio. I kid y'all not. Like, I put this stuff out here in the patio. I actually paid somebody to put all this stuff together out here on my patio. And this patio is coming off my room. So if y'all can see, that's another door right there. So that's my actual room. And that's my door to go into one of the back entrances to my house. And then I have another patio. I don't know if you can see right off to the side. It's another patio there. But this is my first time actually sitting here. And I think this is going to be my therapy. So if I get up and post a video every day, yeah, I don't care if it's a 20-minute video. And right now I'm at 20 minutes. Ain't that crazy? If this is a 20-minute video, whether it's a 30-minute video, whether it's a 45-minute video, whether it's a 5-minute video, I think I'm going to have to tell myself, Angel, you have to come sit out here every morning. Like, yeah, that's my alarm going off. See, this is what time I actually supposed to be waking up in the morning, getting ready for work. But I couldn't sleep. Like I said, I've been up like 3 hours trying to figure out life. Like, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Angel, are you going to try to come up with this 5 this extra $5,000. I already got to have over 9,000 going into closing. But it's like, are you gonna try to come up with this other 5,000? I spoke with my lender yesterday, and he was already getting ready to process my paperwork. And I really don't know, you guys, like, what's my next step or what I need to do. Like, I need some help. There's not a lot of options out here for people who have been incarcerated, who have been to prison. It's not a lot of options or things that help you. Like, it's not like prison is a reform. Like, they tell you that you're reformed. It's not a prison reform. They tell you there's rehabilitation. It's not rehabilitation. Like, really, they just throw a bunch of people up in here who have made some bad choices. And what did y'all think we was gonna do when we got incarcerated? Y'all just thought, oh, we're gonna turn into some sweet little angels, or because there's not like a lot of programs that's actually geared there to help you. So y'all got a bunch of people in there with a bunch of bad decisions. What's gonna happen? We're gonna make another bunch of bad decisions because now I'm talking to this person that has been in here for robbery. I'm talking to this person that probably was in there for theft. I'm to my auto theft. Then you got this person that probably had a whole ring where they was taking money or income tax. Then you got embezzlement. Like, you got people in there for everything. So really, you can go to prison and learn how to be the best criminal that you could be. I mean, if you want one-on-one how to be a criminal, you can go to prison. Like, it'll teach you everything you need to know. Like, you really can get out and make some money. It'll probably be money the wrong way, but you can make some money. So I don't know. Like, that's one of the crazy things that I'm dealing with right now. Is trying to forgive myself. Like, Angel, you made a mistake as a little child at 17 years old. Like, when are you gonna forgive yourself? Like, your kids make mistakes. My kids, I'm not talking about y'all kids. I have 7 kids, and you know, it's like, what do you do when your kids make mistakes? You forgive them. You forgive them, you talk to them, you may give them a lecture because you don't want them to make some of the wrong decision that you made. However, you nourish that child, you talk to that child, you tell them that, you know, it's okay to make a mistake. And that's the thing. We tell our kids, and we're taught to tell people it's okay to make a mistake, but society, when you make one mistake, baby, they don't care. They do not care. Like, I'm 17 years old, sitting up here trying to plead my case. 17. At 17, I'm trying to tell these people why I don't want to spend the next 45 years in prison. I don't want to spend the next 45 years. Look, I could have went to graduation. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I could have been walking with a cap and gown. And it's crazy. No, I don't want to go to prison. I want to go graduate with my friends. Like, that's what I want to do. And it's crazy. Like, this, yeah, this is going to be therapy for me. Because this is my first time looking at it like that. Like, I didn't even think about it that I'm 17 years old. My friends are graduating. And I'm gonna go to prison. Like, this is crazy. So, yeah, this is gonna be therapy session. This is gonna be, I don't know, morning talks or different things. I don't really want the channel to just be about this, but it has to be about this. Like, that is my passion. That is one of the reasons why I started this channel. Like, I know I'm gonna be judged, and okay, it is what it is. I tell people all the time. I tell my kids all the time, look, never become anyone else's definition of you. Stay true to you. And I mean, staying true to me is letting people know, hey, I've been in prison. I know it used to be a time where my mom wouldn't even let anyone know, or if I even talked to my mom, just like trying to have a conversation and be like, you know, when I was in prison, she'd be like, girl, don't say that. Just say when you went away. And for a long time, that played a part of me. Like, my mom is ashamed of me. Like, my parents was ashamed, but you know, it was part of my fault. Like, I embarrassed them. And oh Lord, yeah, hold on. I know I'm finna have to stop this video. I had to come back to it another time, but I don't even know how to make it up to them or how to show them the appreciation that I had for them coming to see me, for taking care of my kids. Cause y'all, it's a whole story in itself. Like I said, I already had a child, and I was pregnant. Do you hear me? I was pregnant when I got in the altercation. So that was baby number 2, and in the process of me, before I went to prison, I had child number 3. So yeah, I just need y'all to stay tuned. I got some stuff to talk about. Right now, this is cheaper than therapy. So I don't know. This may be helpful. You see how you had your time where you can talk about it. You may get emotional, but it's okay to get emotional, right? And you know, we're taught in prison we couldn't show emotion. We couldn't smile. We couldn't show weakness. Like, you can't show emotion. Like, you got to be, it's almost like you can't be yourself. You have to be someone else to survive. Like, you can't go in there being weak, which I was never weak. Like, that's one of the reasons why I probably went. I was trying to be hard. Like, but in the inside, I never really wanted to be hard. But I really had to be on hard 101 when you go to prison. Like, but again, there's no way I can repay my parents. There's no way I can thank them. But every day I try to be the best version of me that I can. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to be the best version of me I can be. And it's hard, you guys. It's hard. It's a day-by-day struggle. So all I can tell you to do is, look, please have patience. If your family member is incarcerated, if they're in prison, if they're in jail, have patience. Like, just listen. Sometimes we just want someone to listen. Yeah, I keep looking over there, but that flower is so pretty right here. Let me show y'all. This is stuff I like to do. And that's probably why I sit out here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in. Let's see, can I zoom in? I'm still trying to learn how to work this camera. But that flower is so pretty. Let's try to zoom back out. And flip it around. I think I'm going to go show it to you. I can get out my patio either way. It's so pretty. And it's just the small things that you can look at. Because like I said, at one time I couldn't do this. Yeah, it's crazy. It's on my fence line. So it's me and my neighbor actually really sharing it. Oh, and it's a bee inside. Can y'all see that? Wow. And it flew inside this one. Wow, that is pretty. That is beautiful. Anyway, I know I'm off subject, baby. This is one of these things I got. I think I got the ADHD. Like, I can't get on there, but this is my peaceful moment. And I'm going to have to start doing this more in the morning. I'm going to have to have these sessions. You guys, look, I'm going to have to set up my patio furniture. This is crazy. And just sit out here. So this may be a time that I may have to sit still and just think about life. Think about some things in life and think about not trying to beat myself up. So again, I just needed to vent this morning because I'm really frustrated about that. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to take some time to think about it. And another thing, y'all pray that I stay up today at work. Like I said, I was tight. I literally been up since like 3 a.m. Just worried about how this channel was gonna do, because there's so much I want to do. Like, it's so many people I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help myself. I want to be able to feel like I made an accomplishment, helping someone else not make the mistakes that I made. I want to feel like I made an accomplishment that I can actually have a good sustaining life. Like, it's been so many times where I couldn't find jobs and I was turned down from jobs. Like I said, that's gonna be on another one. I know y'all probably saying I'm tired, but baby, the struggle is not just real with being incarcerated, but the struggle is real with being surviving. Let's just say that, surviving life after prison. And I've been home 23 years, and y'all, this is still a struggle for me. Do you hear me? This is a struggle. This is an everyday struggle. So I'm gonna go to work today. I'm gonna think of some things. I'm gonna lay it all out in paper, and y'all gonna help me get through this. Like, we're gonna talk about this together. Like, should I try to get out here and get another $5,000? Now, probably closing to be like in 60 days. So I would have to pay, I know my tenant, well, not tenant, I'm the tenant. My rental company, I think they want the money, they want to have up front when you tell them you're gonna break your termination, and then before you move out you had to pay the other half. And y'all, I do DoorDash, I do Roadie, that's another little app that I can do. I probably had to sign up for Spark or Instacart or something to try to get this money up, or just book a lot of cruises, y'all, because I book cruises, I book vacations and stuff also. But I am going to come up with a plan today. I'm not going to let this like keep tearing me down. I keep saying I'm not going to let this, but I'm probably going to get out here and cry again. But this is going to be the start to a new me. I don't know what else to do. I don't even know what this channel is going to become. All I just know is I want to get these thoughts out my head. Like, I want to be, I could say, a normal person. Like, will I ever be normal? I tell myself I'm normal. But it's like, okay, this happened to you. You're going to have to find a way to deal with it. Like, I'm going to have to find a way to deal with this happened to me. Y'all, I'm still looking over there like at my neighbors like, okay. They like, oh, okay. But it is what it is, baby. I paid $2,600 to stay out here. I'm going to stay here, and ain't nothing they can do about it. Okay, unless the HOH try to put me out for some reason. But I did do a background check, so. But, anyway, I don't know if this is enough rambling going on. I don't know if this could help someone. I do want to wrap up this video just to say that if you have had someone, again, that has been to prison, that has been incarcerated, that has been released from prison, please take time to listen, be patient. Sometimes they just want someone to vent to. Sometimes they probably are not comfortable, because I'm gonna tell y'all, we saw a lot of things in there. We saw a lot of things. We have experienced a lot of things. Like, if y'all only know, baby, what we had to do. And I'm just gonna tell y'all one thing. I remember this, y'all. Look, I be trying not to get emotional. Okay, let me tell y'all this one instance before I get off here. And then we can talk about this later. Y'all can ask me some questions. I can answer y'all questions, or y'all can tell me what topics y'all need to know. Even if it's just put y'all family members some money on what they quote unquote books, commissary, whatever. They have phone taps now, so we didn't have all that stuff when we was in prison. But it has evolved a lot now. But I can tell y'all this one thing. I can remember this one guard. I had a few guards that I was cool with, and they would try to help me out, you know, because they know what be going down. But I had this one guard, and I'm not gonna say his name, but he was like 6'6", 6'7". He was really tall, and bald head. And that's my next alarm, y'all. I got to get ready for work. But that's my second alarm to say, look, you better get your butt up, get ready to go. But yeah, I'm trying to focus the camera back the way I had it. Okay. I'm locking it in like that. Oh, was it down? Yeah, I got this. I'm trying to work this camera. Okay, but I had this one guard, and he told me, I never forget, they would give us, when we first come, we get 3 pair of pants, we get 2 shirts and a nightgown, small towel like this, and a big towel to bathe with. And that's what you get when you get there. And they give you a bar of soap after they've been and scrub you down and lights and everything before you go to receiving. But this officer, when I came out of receiving, because we was in receiving for a while, but when I came out of receiving and I got out where we can see officers, because in receiving you really couldn't see any officers, or they really couldn't come in your dorm room unless they was doing count, because you had to get counted 3 times a day. But when I came out of receiving, it was this officer, and I knew the older officer because one of my friend's father had already told him that I was down there, and you know, to look out for me or whatever. And he told the other officer who my brother was, and everybody in the city knew my brother. Like, he was a big time promoter, so everybody knew who my brother was. So he knew my brother. And I remember he came tap my bed one day after they had did the count, and he said this little saying. He was like, pop that thing, shake that thing. I'll never forget that, y'all. Pop that thing, shake that thing. And that's because that was one of my brother's saying. When he would be on the radio, you know, promote his shows or doing things, he'd be like, pop that thing, shake that thing. And so I knew he knew who I was. But in my mind, it's like, okay, do he know who I am? Do he not like my brother? Because at the time, you know, a lot of people didn't like my brother either. They was coming for his top spot. And because like he knew a lot of, you know, celebrities that he would bring to the city, you know, to do shows and stuff like that. He made a lot of enemies. Yeah. And so I'm like, do he know my brother? I know he know my brother because he's saying pop that thing, shake that thing. But how do he know my brother? Did my brother tell him I was down here? Is he my brother friend or is he an enemy? Like, who told him that that's my brother? Like, this was going through my mind. I'm like, oh, freak, I got to deal with this. Now I got to deal with a guard, an officer knowing exactly who I am. So that was another big thing. And at the count, he came past and he was like, you know, because you don't be want to get caught talking to officers. That's a problem, okay? You don't want to be no little snitch. But he actually called me up to the front and told me to come here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go up there to the front, and he's with the other officer that my friend's father had told that I was down there. And I knew it because they said he looked like one of the guys is from the OJ song. He had the real thick mustache. So that's how I was going to know who he was. And he was like, let me tell you something. He said, when you go to sleep at night, do not sleep with just your nightgown on. I'm like, that's what they gave us to sleep in. He was like, no, sleep with something under your nightgown. He said, I'm just telling you this. He said, because you can get snatched up in the middle of the night. Whether you get snatched up from an inmate or from a guard, you can get snatched up at night. And it may be a fight, or it may be you trying to fight for your, you know, virginity, whatever. So I'm like, okay. From that day on, guess what? I slept with my pants on up under my nightgown. And I slept on my back. I slept on my back because I didn't want to fall. I was on the top bunk. I didn't want to fall, but at the same time, I didn't want to be on my side and not be alert if somebody came for me behind on my back. So I had to sleep on my back like this so I can be able to, you know, see your surroundings. I just couldn't see what part was coming from that way, but I can see what was on me from either side. And so that was my first thing with like, okay, I got to be really alert. Like I have to really do this. So just be mindful of the things that people have to go through when they're there. Like, we're on alert at all times, and that's probably why I'm on alert so much when I'm out. Like, I wasn't really scared to fight. I ain't never been scared to fight. And my thing was, oh, I can fight. I knew I could fight. However, I don't know. I wasn't as scared. It's crazy. I probably would be like, I wasn't as scared. I wasn't really as scared because I knew how to fight. And I knew they didn't have weapons like guns and stuff. So I could fight. And so I probably felt like I was more terrified when I was at home. Does that make sense? But at the same time, I'm in a closed environment, so I can't get out of situations. So I know I'm gonna have to fight. I came in there with the mindset of I'm gonna have to fight. And even my judge said that. She was like, "Oh, I'm finna send you down here with all these women. Let me see how many women you gonna fight." Because baby, I hadn't violated probation 4 times. That's a whole nother story too again. But in my mindset, like, I gotta be ready to fight every day. And people do have handmade stuff that they made, you know, they can cut you up. So it was like, do I want to keep me something that, you know, protection and risk getting some more time added on to my time that I get? Or am I just gonna have to fight and learn how to block myself from protection and just take those little cuts or whatever? I don't know. And Lord, please and let it be an officer that I was gonna have to fight with, because they got protection. So it was just so much going on. But y'all, this is just day one. I just want y'all to know, be mindful of the things that the people go through while they are incarcerated in prison, and be mindful of the things that we still deal with coming home, because it still is a struggle just coming home. I don't know if I got anything accomplished today. I did. I feel a little bit better. I feel like I got a little bit of that released off me, and I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna make a plan and I'm gonna figure something out. But if you like this type of content, to my comment, yeah, I'm so used to doing cruise videos. Y'all see my cruise shirt where I am upbeat, popping, because baby, that's what your girl do. She get the thing popping, she get the show popping. That's just always been me. I always been this fun person. And y'all might see me on my other channels doing DIY, doing all this other stuff. You know, I'm always upbeat. So this is going to be a challenge to me. And I'm going to post this video. I said I was just going to talk to the camera and I may not post it, but I think I'm going to post it. So give me y'all feedback if y'all like it. If you don't, you know, I just go back to doing some little cruise videos or doing some other thing that's upbeat. But share it out. If you don't like it, share it out to somebody that you think that this can help. And it may just be another little child, a little angel, a little 17-year-old girl that I could actually help. Like, not make this decision, not go through life as hard. It may be an adult. It may be a 45-year-old version of me that I'm helping get through this. Like, you're not the only one out there. Like, we can get through this together. And I think that's what this channel is about. We can get through this together. Like, we can find our prison of paradise together. So I am going to have other videos where I can help you look for jobs. I've been turning down so many jobs, how to dress for jobs. But you know, I'm still going to have my turn up videos, baby, because I got to show y'all what paradise is like. Like, you got to find your paradise. So, baby, this video 46 minutes long. I know I'm finna get out here. I'm gonna try to post this video because I gotta figure out how to upload. This will be my first time actually upload from this camera to my laptop, and I'm finna figure out how to do that. And I don't even think I'm gonna do a thumbnail. I'm gonna be like this, or I don't know what the thumbnail gonna be. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Prison Life to Paradise. Me finding my paradise one day at a time. Something, I don't know. I got something written down now. But I'm gonna see y'all on this video. Peace out.